Yes, we are. Took a while till the graphic rolled in, but that's all good. It's VJL, and I'm joined by Comp and by Treats. Yeah, I was just asking you about Shigenda because he's really funny, like aloof, like dry, humorous in interviews. Is he? How much of that is he in the team?
I think he's like the guy that basically brings out this type of like jokes and everything. I think even previous year we had Odo, right? I think Odo was more this like kind of funny, sarcastic thing.
Yeah.
And Shigenda is more like just the same, but kind of different. I don't know. But
He looks a bit
it
trolly.
looks like top laners just have overall the best humor, I would say.
Top laners are often trolls.
I mean,
Can you
BB.
confirm or deny?
BB's like that too. I feel like.
Wunder also, yeah.
Wunder
I
too.
suppose. I mean, I haven't played with him, but from what I've seen, and
Yeah.
See, the life up there is like so hard that you just have to have a defense mechanism.
Coping, yeah.
Is that what it is? Who are the most unfunny players? Which lane?
I think it might be supports now.
I think support.
Honestly.
or jungle struggle.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, okay. Anyway, that's not what we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the game, because this was a huge victory for you guys. Bit of up and down. In fact, you did have to claw your way back into the game at a certain point, but then once Shigenda got rolling, it seemed like that was the starting point for you. So talk to me about first the laning phase.
Exactly. So the laning phase, the thing is, the moment we first pick Rakan, first of all, we had this type of preparation that most teams, basically when you first pick Rakan nowadays, it just deny the Xayah, right? But they also banned the Xayah, so we were like, then we didn't like do a scenario like this, so we were like, should we just pick the Ass or should we still pick Rakan? I mean, Trimby really felt the Rakan, right? And
Yeah.
we know how big of a Rakan player he is, so we just went for it, even though Xayah was out. And yeah, I mean, the moment I saw Heimer, I kind of expected him to pick Ass on 3. So no matter what idea I pick, I think the lane will just be annoying, right? First levels and everything. So yeah, I mean, we kind of knew that's how laning phase would go. But they had pretty much a very pressuring early game draft, I would say, because both sides, top and bot, can be volatile, and they have Taliyah mid, right, which has prio over TF in early game. So definitely we had to be very focused in laning phase in the early game.
You don't like Heimer.
No, I don't like Heimer. I feel like this champ gets a lot of lane leads nowadays, but I guess you can also talk about it a bit, but it feels like when mid-game hits, a champ like Rakan is just more useful and it's way easier to play with as well. And if you have this type of team fighting core with a TF and a Rakan, it's very easy for you as a Kai'Sa as well to play, right?
For sure, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think after the Relic seal changes and also just overall, I think Heimer got a big nerf right at some point, like his turrets are way easier to kill early game. He's still like this type of annoying support to play against, but I think in mid-game you are like so happy to play against this champ, and right now we are seeing that the meta goes more into heavily engages during mid-game, like Rakan, and I'm pretty sure we saw the Rel, for example, from Hylissang, and we will keep seeing those melee supports, so definitely like those supports like Heimer and us start struggle in mid-game.
Okay, in this game, a lot was on the shoulders of Shigenda, who had huge gold leads in the top lane. How's it been going integrating him, and how do you think he's doing at this point in time?
I think he's been doing really good. I mean, I was like really focused on laning phase specifically this game, especially when I played versus G2 and the chance that they had that at some point I think Larsen said, wait, you are kind of shit-storming top, and I pressed up and I see like 46 diff, and I'm like, okay, good for me. I guess I was like too focused on laning phase, so I was not paying attention what was happening in top side, but I'm very like glad and proud of him for this game.
Correct answer. Looking at the lane. Speaking of the lane, when we look at, we've talked about this with Trimby before as well, but last year you guys were incredible from lane to the rest of the game. This year, I feel like you haven't been able to have as big of an imprint. Where do you think you're at right now? And what is it you think that has made it this way? Is it a meta-dependent thing? Is it a confidence thing?
I would say mostly a confidence thing. I think mostly on me. I think overall during winter split, before the best of 3s and the best of 5s, and right now the week 1, I haven't had like the individual performance that I used to have last year. But I know myself, right, and I know that I can get back there and I can get my team back there with me. So I think it's honestly mostly on me. Like I don't really see much difference like on Trimby. I think he's been doing great ever since, right? So yeah, it's mostly on me to kind of get back to myself from last year, I would say.
Is it a motivation seeing, Upset comes back to the league and he's like crushing it, it's doing really well. There's also all these you're also a very young player, but there's a next generation still that's on your heels. You know, the X-Kicks and that of the world, although I would guess you're the same generation a little bit. But how much of a motivation is it to see that, you know, and be like, okay, actually, I want to be better than all these guys?
Yeah, I think overall the AD pool has been great, right? People can say that it's been even better than last year, right? Since Hans upset. I mean, Reckless hasn't, like, his team has not been doing too great, but I actually think as an individual, like, if I see it from an AD perspective, even today, right, how the game went, I can actually, like, I can tell you that there is not much to be done when all of this stuff happens in early game. So, yeah, I mean, the AD pool is pretty nice. I think, for example, FLICKR is missing. I was always having fun playing against FLICKR. Not when he was playing Seraph and Senna, but when he was playing other stuff, like Yasuo and stuff. So, yeah, I'm overall, like, I know, as I said before, I know my skill, right? And I'm pretty sure I can beat all of those guys. So...
Yeah, and if you lose lane, you can still win versus G2 apparently. So
apparently, yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the scaling on your side, I think in this game, after you got out of lane, I'm sure you were really confident that the game was in a winning state. Did you feel like that?
Actually, the thing is, I mean, it will sound crazy, but after the outplay that they did to us, the 2v3 thing, the unfortunate gank, me and Larsen, after the game, we both said, he actually said, dude, I was so happy after that happened because us had no summoner, so I could just gank him.
Oh.
And honestly, after he came back from base, I was expecting to be really, like, pressured and stuff, but I actually didn't feel like that. I just feel like as AD carry right now is not to the point that it's like a strong pick, right? So even though he had such a good start, I was still vibing in the game because I just knew I will have a very easy time to play, like, with our team comp as Kai'Sa later.
Yeah, it was a...
Yeah, and it feels like if you're not, like, playing against a Draven or something, he can't just, like, take over the game and just take every tower, right? It feels very hard as a bot lane nowadays to kind of just snowball out of control. So I guess even if you were slightly behind, it's still hard for them to kind of just win the game outright.
Definitely, yeah, I agree.
Did you see the PowerPoint presentation before the game, by any chance? It was on stage behind you, or in front of you.
I was on practice tool, but then my team told me something about and they're telling us to ban Draven. I was actually even saying my coach because he wanted to, like, first ban it, right? I was saying we should maybe ban it third, so they're starting to stress a bit or something. But we didn't do it because it would mess up the ban phase, I would say.
Yeah, you're welcome though for the tip. Anyways, let's take a look at the standings, where it's looking a bit better for Koi now. It wasn't looking bad. I mean, this was 1 week. It's just the season goes so fast that we definitely put a lot more stock into the early results. Are you thinking we are being too harsh on you, maybe?
I'm not sure, but definitely the regular season is way more stressing than the I think it's like, the thing is you guys have to talk about each team, how they do after every game, right? So I wouldn't describe it as the word harsh, but definitely there's not a lot of, like, sample size to tell after a best of one, right? For the most part.
We expect a lot from you. I think that's why. But yeah, there we go. Vitality on the top, 4-0 now versus SK they played earlier, who are now in 3-1. What do you think about SK still doing as well as they did in winter?
I think they just follow the way basically they were playing in winter. They're just drafting very well, I would say. They're drafting this, like, it's not exactly easy team comps, but just good team comps, right? Team comps that on stage you can guarantee that you will get to a point that you can play together and win the game. So
Coach Cup?
Sorry?
Coach Cup?
Coach Cup, maybe. I mean, there's always coach and players working together, so maybe coach and player gap. Yeah.
Oh, I see. It's G2 versus Vitality tomorrow, which is the match of the week, and you had to go and ruin it. Actually, Astralis already beat them last week. Never mind. But they're undefeated. But yeah, Vitality really also from a position of power in the standings, 4-0, looking down on G2, who are only 2-2, which is weird because you would expect after the start that maybe they would have been 4-0 as well, but nope.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the score is not super indicative of how they were playing, right? I think obviously today you guys played really good and took them down. Vitality, on the other hand, has looked really solid, and they struggled a bit against SK today, but then they also cleaned up the end. So it's going to be a really hype game, and I think especially from bot side perspective, obviously, you know, these AD carries, they're really, really powerful and bring a lot of attention down to bot lane. So I think from that perspective, it'll be hype as well.
Yeah, what do you think about Vitality G2?
I would still give it to G2 personally, even though we beat them today. I just think I think Leader also said in an interview or something, at some point, just the way they drafted, for example, this game, at some point their champs are not really champs, right? So I think tomorrow they will definitely have way better bot lane matchup, or bot lane champs.
Yeah.
So I think like Hans and Mickey will be way in a better spot in mid game, right, and all of this. But I still expect laning phase wise at least to go in the Jit way, at least in the bot side.
Okay, interesting. I guess we'll see indeed. Some other games that we have tomorrow. We also have Team Heretics versus Fnatic. Oof. I say oof because both of these teams are really in dire need of wins, and Fnatic doesn't have one yet, which is insane.
Yeah, it is insane, and obviously Heretics need to get more wins, right? They can't be happy after just one, at least 3 to make the playoffs. And I mean, Fnatic has what, 5 games left now? So every game counts, even more so. Split's so short, and they really need to make use of all their games.
I actually didn't realize you were playing SK, even though I asked a lot of questions about them, but I totally did. But SK comp.
I mean, last time we faced them, I think we showed pretty good performance versus them. But I still remember that best of one, the Lucian Yumi incident.
Yeah.
Yumi's not meta right now, so God bless.
Yeah, bless you.
Not yet, at least.
It can't happen.
I mean, I think it will be a good match. I don't know. I think right now if we basically perform like today, or we just keep performing the way we do on scrims and everything, and we have the same confidence, I think we can just take on anyone, right? So that will always, I think, be everyone's mindset in this team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
On the topic of SK, a last question that people had been submitting for Treats specifically. Apparently it says a few more. No, I only want that one about DOS. I don't know where it is. Okay, you can scroll. I think it's tweet 3, probably. It's someone asking thoughts on DOS and his impact on SK being a top team, because in a way,
yeah, you have to, right? Yeah, obviously. No, I think DOS has been playing good. Obviously, him and Exakick, I think as a pair as well, has a lot of synergy, and I think that they have an advantage over some other teams where they come in as a pair, because often a rookie is matched with a veteran or vice versa, and them coming in as a pair, I think, brings them a lot of solid performances instantly. So definitely has had a positive impact on SK. Obviously, they got a higher placing when they kicked me. So
it's just true, and better than coming in like a banana pair.
Yeah.
Anyways, which never mind. We're gonna sign off for today because that was absolutely diabolical. Or do you want to answer another question?
I'm down for another.
No okay, worries. Cool. Whatever.
Hit me.
Scroll back up. Okay, what does a typical game day feel like for an LEC player? I'm sorry, you're out. Treats.
Yeah, this is not relevant to me anymore.
Game days? Comp.
Okay. I mean, I think it depends on the schedule. For example, today we are playing the last game, right? So we have a pretty long day ahead of us. So I think what I'm mostly looking to do is basically warm up in solo queue and then just take some time to basically relax and stuff and realize that you are playing kind of in an hour that you are not really used to from scrims and everything. So I think you should take, depending on which time you play every week, different. Like, for example, if you play early, you should make sure you also sleep in a good time, right? And have some time for warm-up. So yeah, today I had a pretty long day. I'm playing again tomorrow, so I will look to go home and rest. Okay. And hopefully I don't play late tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I do, but... Oh, actually...
Yeah, pretty late.
4?
Sorry.
Yeah, well, sucks.
That's a bummer.
We again implore to not start so late, but people are going to get mad at me if I keep bringing it up. Maybe this last one, since we're going. Sorry, production. They're actually all great questions. So I'll just ask this one as well from Spark HD. How do you feel about the current bot lane meta compared to last season's? Both of you. Trish, you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's shaping up to be a better meta. I feel like it started kind of slow. Now Yumi is gone. Everyone rejoice. I think with more melee supports, I obviously like to play them a lot, and I think that just it will bring more fights to bot side. So I think the better bots will win, basically. So I enjoy the bot lane meta right now, at least.
For sure, yeah. I would say that you still need to ban at least 3 or 4 bot lane champs in defense phase. Like, I mean, if you see, for example, even in these games nowadays, like, there's a lot of just the basic Varus, Caitlyn. Wait, what do I forget?
I mean, Ashe sometimes.
I mean, Ashe
Annie
not that much right now.
Too.
Annie, yeah. So you need to kind of ban this toxic laning phase AD carries for you to play some type of melee supports, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if those bans keep happening, Draven also. If those bans keep happening, I think it can go back to giving you vibes from season 9 of like Zayara Khan, Ezreal, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
How flexible do you think you are in Koi in terms of if you really get put? I mean, I guess the fact that you just said there's so much things to do that you don't even have to be that flexible, it seems like. But if you really get pushed, like...
I honestly enjoy this. I think even last week, this type of Kai'Sa, and I have some others on my sleeves. I kind of want to play them even last week, right? But yeah, I mean, my coach want me to play Zeri and stuff, so we'll see.
You're just like Caps, you're getting held
I will just try to be
back.
annoying to him every day, and I will keep playing this type of champs that we don't really see that much.
Okay, I'm down. Let's take the PGL selfie. Also, if you missed any of the games today, the rebroadcast will begin in just a few minutes. Twitch.tv/LEC. Just standing up.
Hui.
And
Let's do it.
I always take two, and then I choose the one that I look the best. No, I'm kidding. I look
okay.
if your eyes are closed or something. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. See you later, alligator.
Bye.
Efaristo.
Oh, wait, say something. Say something.
Yeah.
I can't hear.
I can't hear him as well.
I need it upset 10% higher.
I'm not speaking, bro.
Kaiser, okay, something?
Kaiser?
Hey! Okay, I will do like this.
Is this allowed? I don't think this is allowed.
I'm coming, you guys are 2v2.
No flash. Go. I'm gonna flash here.
Go, Karzi.
I'm flashing,
Go.
I'm flashing.
Yeah, just
AD is dead, AD is dead. AD is dead, AD is dead. No flash.
Yeah, he's dead. Good job, Billy.
Everyone, intimidate them. With our beards. Even if they don't look at us, I will look at them.
But we need to choose someone to stare out.
I don't see anyone, so I'm staring at everyone. I don't have glasses on.
Nuke drops the Sunders down. Emperor's Defied pushes Humanoid Result backwards, but here comes Adam, spinning to win. They're hunting. Flame Choppers come down, and that's just a pretty easy combo. But in Zombie Form can put a lot of damage down in reply. Ruby gets the kill onto Odo.
Oh, get him!
So
Get him, Mercer!
for one, the Crux have been enlisted, and Mercer will finally secure the kill. No.
Dead? No way they're dead. There's no way they're dead. Oh my god, you can't.
First blood to Crowdy, are you kidding me in the face? That's what Yankos wants to do.
I'm trying to smite her. Smites him. Not sure if they want this.
Looking for the engage. The barrel is stolen from Niski.
Oh, flash chase. Development doesn't have flash, remember, it doesn't have Meganar. He's going to try and dodge away from this one, but Photon with a second lead strike.
They found themselves an opportunity here, comboing all of that long range to find themselves another kill.
It's not a control walk. Photon's going to chase him out, lands the stun, and Irrelevant already down to half HP. Turns it around on the Photon, there's the wall up into the Nile, into the wall, and there's Photon! Absolutely atomized!
While Mad Lions, they don't have to fight this, they can concede it, they've got three already. The Dragon Force finds Causey, that's
And now
huge!
Yike can look for it. 2,000. Yike. Oh, that was beautiful from Shagenda. Koi continue to advance on Shagenda. First misstep he's made this game. It feels the wild cards will send Mickey to his maker.